for coming to the Krieger School of Arts and Sciences Master's Degree Ceremony. Please remain standing for the playing of the National Anthem. Please be seated. Again, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Zanville Krieger School of Arts and Sciences Master's Degree Ceremony. My name is Sarah Steinberg, and I'm the Senior Associate Dean of the Advanced Academic Programs. And I am extremely pleased to have the honor of welcoming you, our graduates, your friends, and your family to this very special occasion. I'd like to take a moment to pause for a personal reflection. For me, this is the culmination of the most exciting week of the year. Your presence today with me, with our faculty, with our trustees, with our administrators, and with our staff brings to the front and center the true meaning of this momentous occasion. And I am really excited about the possibilities that are before you. In fact, I am so excited. We never have a photographer up here. Everyone's taking pictures of us. No one takes pictures of you. So please excuse me while I take my iPhone and take a picture of the crowd. Thank you. For many of you, I'm well aware that this is the very first time you have visited the Homewood campus. First time for me, too. You've come from around the country and around the world. I know that there are families and friends here from all over, from China, from India, from Africa, and of course there are families and friends here today from all over the United States. And we're all here to bear witness to your accomplishments. And our collective sense of pride permeates throughout this beautiful Homewood field. Well, our responsibility at the university is to uphold the ideals that are set forth or were set forth at the founding of the School of Arts and Sciences, those of research and teaching, of inquiry and development. It's the knowledge and skills that you graduates have gained, whether through part-time or full-time study, that will carry you on missions to share your knowledge and apply your skills worldwide. That's an exciting thought for all of us. May each of you go and grow from success to success. Before I introduce the Provost of Johns Hopkins University for his greetings, I've been asked to make a short announcement. Unfortunately, rain is in the forecast, though hopefully not for many hours. In the unlikely event that we have to cancel the outdoor ceremony as a result of the weather, we will make that announcement from this stage. And you will be requested to proceed directly to the reception in the O'Connor Recreation Center, which is a building behind the stands to my right, your left. At that reception, we will continue the recognition of our graduates with an opportunity for photographs. And the exit strategy, so to speak, will be on the screens before you. And there will be assistants on the field to direct you. But let's hope that's not the case. So now it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Lloyd Minor, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs for Johns Hopkins University. A gifted, yes. But I still have to introduce him. A gifted researcher, scientist, and surgeon, Dr. Minor is known internationally for his work on the physiological processes that mediate sensing and control motion. With more than 110 published articles and chapters, he is most widely recognized for research on how the body perceives head motion and maintains balance. Provost Minor joined the university in 1993 as a professor in otolaryngology, head and neck surgery, and he has joint appointments in the departments of biomedical engineering and neuroscience. Currently, as the 13th Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs for the Johns Hopkins University, Dr. Minor has high standards for the university, including helping every one of our schools to achieve or continue to achieve preeminence in our fields. So please join me now in welcoming Provost Minor.
Thank you very much, Dean Steinberg, for that very kind introduction. This morning's ceremony presents a unique opportunity to bring students from 3 different campuses, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., and Montgomery County, plus our online students, all together at one time. We're delighted to welcome you and your families to our Homewood campus. I extend a special welcome to our graduates who are visiting, as Dean Steinberg said, for the first time. I think you'll find that this is one of America's most beautiful urban campuses. After the ceremony, I hope you'll make time to look around a little. You're alumni now, and you will always be welcome here. Today, we're especially honored to have with us on the stage one of our Johns Hopkins trustees, Chuck Clarvett, a member of the class of 1978. Chuck, will you stand? Welcome. And we see that class recognized in a banner just to my left here of men's lacrosse 1978 national champions. So Chuck, it's wonderful to have you here today. Of all the many students who will receive diplomas from Johns Hopkins University this year, the women and men who we will see cross this stage today are due special recognition. Many have obtained their degrees at a time of their lives filled with jobs and deadlines, responsibilities and relationships, and sometimes young children. Others are receiving degrees from full-time programs within the Krieger School's academic departments. All of our graduates have come a long way and have faced a lot of conflicts, both large and small. I would guess that nearly every one of them could name a dozen good reasons that arose for stopping their studies and not completing their degrees. But they did not stop. They persevered. They found the time and the energy and the discipline to get the job done. Let me join their mothers and fathers, husbands and wives, friends and loved ones and to say to all of our graduates how impressed and how immensely proud we are of your accomplishments and achievements. Congratulations. Those of you receiving diplomas and certificates today join a long and important tradition at Johns Hopkins. From the moment this university opened in 1876, it has always been committed to advanced study and research and to providing educational opportunities for members of the community beyond the single model of regular full-time students. Over the past 134 years, many thousands have earned advanced degrees from Johns Hopkins in both full-time and part-time programs. They've gone on to lead and to create and to innovate here and around the world. The ties that bound you across disciplines and curriculum have been the pursuit of knowledge and the steadfast commitment to excellence. Both are fundamental tenets of the Krieger School of Arts and Sciences and of all Johns Hopkins. Today marks a great celebration of your personal accomplishments, to be sure, but of the broader Johns Hopkins community. We have been made so much better by all that you have brought to us, and will be infinitely enriched by all that you will be doing in the future. Congratulations, graduates. On behalf of the entire Johns Hopkins University, I extend to you our heartfelt compliments on reaching this goal and our wish for the very best in your future. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Provost Minor. It's now my pleasure to invite David Everett to the podium to introduce our graduation speaker. David is the Program Director of the Writing Program in the Advanced Academic Programs. Prior to joining Johns Hopkins, he spent several decades traveling across the nation and around the world, writing about economics, social change, the environment, and politics. We are very pleased to have David here at Johns Hopkins University.
Thanks, Dean Steinberg. I'm honored this morning to tell you a bit about our speaker. In recent years, this audience has heard from a scientist, an economist, and an actor. Today, we shift into the world of words and art. And if any of you economists, scientists, environmentalists, or policy wonks out there wonder what relevance a poet will have to your future, to this moment, remember that words connect us all and that poetry touches us all. I was once with our speaker at a writing conference in Florence, Italy, and she took her poetry students not to the Uffizi Gallery or to the Duomo for inspiration, but to a museum of science. So I think we're about to hear from one of the most broad-minded, best-known, and highly talented word artists in our nation. I also should note that 1 week ago, our speaker received her honorary Doctor of Letters from Amherst, and we offer her congratulations for that. When we first discussed her address, I joked that she could, if she wished, deliver her entire oration in rhymed and metered verse, or at least insert a villanelle or two into the text. She knows I'm a joker, so we moved on to more important issues like how long she should talk and how did I get her into this. Another friend, also a poet, suggested I be the one to poeticize this introduction, but it's clear that anybody who's ever seen a journalist's poetry would not suggest that. Besides, to make a rhyme, I had no time. And even if I did it, the deans likely would forbid it, because after hearing just a tad, they would realize it's just bad. They know my only job today is to briefly portray our speaker's many skills, how her poems can give you chills. So let me start on that required part. First, degrees she has garnered from Cambridge and even Harvard. Her poetry books number 6, with meter and rhyme they transfix. A phone call to the future is her latest pleasure. But 5 earlier books proceeded with poems that surely exceeded the last to the next. Critics lauded the text. Yet other books she proposed, even one for children she composed, and still more came from her pen, many song lyrics again and again. Some were recently shared by wondrous singers at New York's famous Lincoln Center. Even stage plays she has explored. Her first premiered in 2004, and her co-editing of the famous Norton anthology for 2 editions has reached near hymnology. Look it up. And by the way, all you poets at Hopkins, if you write like this, you be flunking. Back to our speaker we fly so this dumb intro can die. We note many awards she displays from Guggenheim and even the NEA. Around the world she travels and uses her pen from Paris, Prague, Italy, Russia, and Japan. Her family is filled with writers. Poets also are husband and daughter. And so today we are deeply excited to hear words from a poet oft recited, Hopkins' own writing seminars professor, where her students cherish and exalt her. Dear audience, your attention will not falter. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Mary Jo Salter.
Thank you, David. I really was not expecting that. Thank you so much. It's a great honor to be here. I have sat through a number of lectures and speeches in my life and have forgotten even the gist of most of them. Who was the main speaker at my own Harvard BA commencement in 1976? It was Daniel Patrick Moynihan, an eminent figure, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, and later that year to be elected U.S. Senator from New York. But alas, his name may be forgotten by the youngest people in this audience. Senator Moynihan died in 2003, and for some of you, that's a long time ago. I certainly don't remember, in any case, a single word that the distinguished Mr. Moynihan uttered in his 1976 commencement speech or any concept he entertained. Fast forward to my next graduation. In 1978, I completed a second Bachelor of Arts in English Literature, this time from the University of Cambridge, an august institution which had the strange and amusing policy of promising to convert its bachelor's degrees to master's degrees 5 years later. Why not just give us a master's right away? Whatever the reason, in 1983, a master's diploma arrived in my mailbox. Although my Cambridge education was one of the most profound experiences of my life, the university's commencement ceremony in 1978 had been seriously forgettable. In fact, I hadn't even shown up. A few days after Cambridge's final exams, I had received a transatlantic call from a magazine. Someone seemed to be offering me a low-level, in fact, the lowest possible level, lowest paid editorial job. I jumped at the chance, of course, and then jumped on a plane from London to Boston. I was at my desk in 3 days. So far this morning, the 2 life lessons I seem to have imparted to today's graduates are, 1, that commencement ceremonies are forgettable, and 2, that the earning of an advanced degree leads promptly to a job. Neither lesson is necessarily true. Let's address the first point, that commencement ceremonies are forgettable. I predict that the students graduating today will remember this ceremony, but won't remember what the official schedule encourages you to remember. You won't remember my speech or even, unless you're one of my students, my name. But whoever you are, I think you will remember some essence of this moment. You may remember the swinging tassel on the cap of the student seated in front of you, and those funny, uncomfortable-looking sandals she chose to wear. You may remember that periodically throughout the ceremony, the proceedings were interrupted briefly by the Baltimore City Anthem, a chorus of ambulance, police, and fire sirens. Sometimes, as you'll recall, a helicopter chopped overhead. You may remember that your rented gown was itchy, that you weren't sure where or when to return it, that you didn't confirm ahead of time with your parents or friends where to meet after you got your diploma. And they couldn't call to tell you because you forgot your cell phone. In short, even the most chronically absent-minded cell phone forgetters in this crowd will remember something about being present present in being the creature that is yourself on the day that we have chosen to call Friday, May 28, 2010, at a time we call 10:21 in the morning. Being present means being absent in a way. Not physically absent. To earn your master's degree, most of you had to show up in a classroom. Some of you worked in jobs all day and then had to take a bus to an evening class to be present there after paying someone money you did not have in abundance, to stay with your children or with a sick parent at home. Some of you took courses online and were marked present in class by logging in and sitting for long hours at the computer, which still involved your securing some preciously uninterrupted time and private space somehow in a world not particularly eager to give it to you. But being present today in this stadium at this moment means not only listening to speeches, but also smelling the wet grass from last night's thunderstorms and noting to yourself that you have smelled it. As you relish the sweet smell and your own gratitude for being able to relish that sweetness, your mind may wander far from your struggles yesterday, your accomplishment today, your anxieties and hopes about tomorrow. You may be absent from what other people think you are supposed to be doing and thinking, but you are present all the same. You are alive. The great 20th century poet W.H. Auden wrote a poem with this idea partly in mind. The poem encompasses much more than I'm trying to address this morning, but I'll try to convey a little of its wisdom. Auden's poem is called Sext, and that's spelled S-E-X-T. Unfortunately, today the word has taken on a different meaning than what Auden, who wrote the poem in the 1950s, intended. S-E-X-T in the world of the Internet is, in case anybody out there doesn't know, a word for sending text messages with sexual content. But in Auden's day, and to many, many people around the world, still, sext is a Latin term meaning the 6th hour of the Christian liturgy. For Auden, it implied a sacred stillness. No romance appears in his poem unless it's the romance between a human being and some field of knowledge that fascinates him. Here is how Auden's poem begins. You need not see what someone is doing to know if it is his vocation. You have only to watch his eyes. A cook mixing a sauce, a surgeon making a primary incision, a clerk completing a bill of lading, wear the same rapt expression, forgetting themselves in a function. How beautiful it is, that eye on the object look. Auden's list of vocations, a cook, a surgeon, a clerk, is wonderfully inclusive. The cook may be said to stand for any person who works to give daily pleasure to others. He doesn't settle merely for offering adequate food for survival. The surgeon may stand for the person who works literally to save others so that there will be another day for them. And the clerk may stand for perhaps the majority of humanity, the person who performs detailed, skilled tasks without which daily life for everyone else, all the people not thinking about the clerk, would be chaos. All of these professions, of the cook, the surgeon, the clerk, are mastered by paying attention, by focusing, by being present. And yet all of these people know how to shut the rest of life out for a while as they work. Being present in what you perceive at this moment means respecting, if vaguely and half-consciously, that other people are perceiving and experiencing other things you can't or won't ever know. Somebody in this stadium may be listing silently the names of every kind of tree on the Homewood campus. Somebody else may be taking an internal inventory of the cheapest restaurants in walking distance of DuPont Circle. Somebody is rehearsing a tennis serve in his head. A pregnant woman somewhere in this audience who has felt a sudden twinge in her belly is hoping she won't go into labor immediately. Your mother, your brother, your wife, your boyfriend, someone important to you in this audience, someone who has made sacrifices in his or her own life to help you earn this degree. This person, these people, are rightly proud of you. They are being present for you, but that experience includes being present in their own way. The variety of master's degrees being awarded here today only underscores the varieties of ways of being present in the world. You are being awarded degrees in the Krieger School of Arts and Sciences, and I should add that Arts and Sciences for Johns Hopkins University is only one umbrella of knowledge. One umbrella will not fit all of us under it. Arts and Sciences may not include the sum of knowledge in the universe or even in engineering, but it includes a remarkable breadth of fields, from global security to museum studies to communications to applied economics to creative writing. Each of you graduating today has earned a degree of mastery in your field, which probably means it is time for me to address my second life lesson. My first was that commencement ceremonies are not wholly forgettable. If you remember that, you may also remember that I was obliged to skip one of my own degree ceremonies when offered a job. And I seem to put forth a happy falsehood in my point number 2, that a master's degree promptly leads to employment. Some of you, graduating in professional fields where there is currently great demand, even in our troubled global economy, are going to be okay right away. In fact, some of you have already signed on for the job of your dreams, or have secured entry next fall into a doctoral program in a field which is likely, in just a few years, to set you up for the job of your dreams. Some of you have kept the same employment the whole time you've been earning your degree, and you now feel more qualified to grow in that position. For a great number of you, however, our troubled economy will have an immediately sobering impact. Creative writers over there, you know I'm talking especially to you. You novelists and poets graduating with an MA in writing from the advanced academic programs or with an MFA in fiction or poetry from the writing seminars are eminently hireable in a variety of fields, from teaching to journalism to publishing to all sorts of seemingly unrelated work, because you're so very smart, such excellent readers, such fine communicators, so imaginative, so adaptable. You're absolutely hireable. But given the economy and given the extraordinary changes now taking place in print culture and information technology, you may not immediately be hired. So, what is your master's degree for? The master's degree is for you. For your professional qualifications, probably. For your sense of time interestingly spent, absolutely. But it's also for you to make a purchase on what mastery itself may mean. One of the great, inarguable cliches about education is that it's not just a brain crammed with a lot of facts. It's a process of learning more and more about what we don't know, about which questions we're not even qualified yet to frame properly. Okay, let's accept that cliche, that banality, that truism as a given. But however boring that truism may be, the unlikely result that spins out of it is not boring. It's an eternal mystery, in fact. I don't understand, but I celebrate the fact that education, the process of mastering more and more specifically what it is I don't know and need to try to find out, makes me so happy. Happiness can't be a bad thing to be taking along with yourself and your diploma as you exit this stadium. You're happy, presumably, that your hard work has resulted in a degree and that other people are happy for you. But inside your head is some actual subject matter, be it in government or biotechnology or environmental science, and the stuff you still don't know about it is partly what makes you happy. It makes your heart beat faster. It's exciting not to know things. It directs you toward a future when you may find out, and to a further future when you'll know with even more sophistication and depth what you still don't know yet, or what no human being is ever likely to know. What is that further future? My own experience tells me that this is impossible to predict. The future sometimes seems as random as the open seating in this stadium, or as random as alphabetical seating, for that matter. I suspect that the most accomplished people gathered here today will have already learned that the best things in life arrive by happenstance. I don't mean at all that our lives are wholly outside our control. We must and do work hard. I would argue, though, that the best education trains us to recognize the best gifts of happenstance. Getting to know a lot of people over years and years is fairly good practice for choosing whom you should befriend or go into business with or marry. And getting to know a lot about mastering your professional or academic field is reliable practice for recognizing a good life opportunity when you see one. If you don't have a job yet or a clear next step, a project, an enterprise, a lab for your experiment, a business, a novel, an epic poem, I believe you will, in your educated, practiced way, stumble cleverly on a means to make your situation ripe for making that next step. Educated stumbling is the most trustworthy way of living. It's also the happiest way of living. Most of the happiest work I've had in my life came to me partly because I was in the right place, literally or figuratively, or both, at the right time. Your degree is an accomplishment, but most accomplishments arrive piece, by degrees, so to speak. 3 years from now, at a party in Anchorage, Alaska, you may meet for the first time and speak with that stranger seated in front of you today, the one with a swinging tassel on her cap, and you'll say, "You got your master's degree from Hopkins in 2010? Me too. What a coincidence." And thus a friendship or a professional collaboration, or both, will be born. For the past year or two or more, Johns Hopkins has been the right place for you, experienced at the right time. You showed good judgment in choosing this university and in honoring the confidence it showed by choosing you. Given that you've done this, it stands to reason you'll recognize at least some of the right questions your mind is posing about the future. You have embarked not only on mastering your field, on being something like Auden's cook or surgeon or clerk. You have the expression on your face that Auden considers so beautiful, that eye on the object look. And you also have embarked on mastering something else that is exciting. You have embarked on mastering the unpredictable. Congratulations and good luck to you, and I want to make a small request of my own students. Please write me once in a while to say how that unpredictable life is turning out.
Thank you so much, Mary Jo. That was really great. It's our pleasure to have you with us this morning. We will now proceed to the recognition of our graduates. This is the moment that marks the culmination of much hard work, the realization of dedicated collaboration among students, faculty, and practitioners, and hopefully an eagerness to go forth and share your knowledge, your skills, and your perspectives that you have gained with us at the Zanville Krieger School of Arts and Sciences. Reading the names for us today in today's ceremony is Craig Jones, Director of Enrollment Services in the Advanced Academic Programs. Craig, if you would come forward, we will begin.
We will now begin with the awarding of degrees. Please hold your applause until we have awarded all degrees. Will the recipients of the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, and Master of Science in the departments of Zanville Krieger School of Arts and Sciences please come forward? Will the recipients of the Master of Arts in Earth and Planetary Science please come forward? Claire Marie Flynn. Viet Wons. Will the recipients of the Master of Arts in Economics please come forward? Sharif Jacodi. Will the recipients of the Master of Arts in History of Art please come forward? Kevin Park. Will the recipients of the Master of Arts in Mathematics please come forward? Brian Murray. Timothy Mercure. Will the recipients of the Master of Arts in Physics and Astronomy please come forward? Gregory Caravelli. Will the recipients of the Master of Arts in Public Policy from the Institute of Policy Studies please come forward? Kelly Biscuso. Lauren Alexandra Brander. Douglas McNeil Clendenin. Courtney Danette Connor. Ashley Shannon George. Miriam Greenleaf Miller. Jennifer Marie Haley. Amrina Hussein. Arnold Duka Ju. Sarah Elizabeth Jordan. Erin Elizabeth Krivicki. Elizabeth Ann Laird. Lauren Marie Lambert. Jing Lee. Molly Catherine Mara. Kaylin Claire McGough. Paul Joseph Messino. Sunamika Singh. Sergei Vatyagov. David Paul Wertheimer II. Chuan Chi Shu. Yan Zhang. Will the recipients of the Master of Fine Arts please come forward? Clay Ross Cogswell. Ryan Edel. Linda Susan Gottlieb. Pamela Johnston Kirkpatrick. Anne Marie Thompson. Robin Raping Tung. Will the recipients of the Master of Science in Molecular and Cellular Biology please come forward? Sungguan Ji. Lihan Lee. Lai. My apologies. David Wilfred Miranda. Kunikan Trehan. Cindy Shinti Sai. Ki Shu. Megan Zepp. Will the recipients of the Master of Science in Neuroscience please come forward? Michael Patrick Berry. Will the recipients of the degrees of Master of Arts and Master of Science in the advanced academic programs of the Zanville Krieger School of Arts and Sciences please come forward? Will the recipients of the Master of Arts in Applied Economics please come forward? Merv Hyundai Akhmemet. Megan Sukshalk Alvana Stimful. James Matthew Ashburn. Justin Daniel Brandenburg. Rebecca Allison Bryson. Gregory Brian D'Angelo. Edward John Garnett. Tiffany Michelle Hamilton. Javid Iqbal. Christina Marie Kanik. Petya Vinchava Kahiova. Varia Vinchava Kahiova. Yusef J. Khan. Jean Kim. Christine K. Link. Amanda Sue Lindeker. Yasir Ali Mubarak. Danushka Harshini Nanayakara. Anjali Patel. Christina Pombo. Tony Chinyan Pu. Marcella Elizabeth Rourke. Michelle Jotsana Saxena. Scott Schaefer. Emily Nicole Seamus. Eric Schultz. Mark Richard Stanton. Ben Tangpricha. Mary Irsu. Andrew Valoria. Lauren Nicole Vorasek. Will the recipients of the Master of Arts in Communication please come forward? Cece Mercy Chikware. Ukuwu Dankwa. Angelica Lynn Evans. Andrea Ann Higginbotham. Emily Canley. Nadiu Bouquet Margovich. Mary Emily McKee. Holly Tushir Monteith. Gina Paula Ochoa Santa Maria. Jill Sexton Polson. Kimberly Anise Price. Carolina Pinto Ruvin Scuz. Sarah Beth Thompson. Thank you. Jessica Joanne Turner. Aaron Watkins. Will the recipients of the Master of Arts in Communication Master of Business Administration, please come forward. Were there not? Okay. Sorry about that. I am pleased to announce that the Master of Arts in Global Security Studies now has its first graduates. Will the recipient of the Master of Arts in Global Security Studies please come forward? Jason Allen Burr. Will the recipients of the Master of Arts in Government please come forward? Samuel Ajay. Abdirahman Yusuf Ali. Gedal Asahigan. Casey Matthew Comstock. Bernadette Elizabeth Derrida. Kevin Robert Doran. Erica Christine Easter. Jonathan Stone Fansmith. Jared Feldman. Ulexi Devakur Diaz Franklin. Krista Jaffe Gisio. Stephanie Faith Grosser. Lena Gudinas. Carrie Ann Heichman. Julie Trask Hester. Kelly Carter Johnson. Catherine Ann Lucas Uwitz. Megan Catherine McBride. Aaron Will Morton. Swanzetta Naswani. Sally Pape Netter. Alexandra Maria Paris. Megan Holland Phillips. Roydon Shaw Pratt III. Danny Ariel Shulman Schneider. Jeremy Richard Scott. Amy Rebecca Taylor. Ronald Dale Thomas. Melvin Lewis Whitfield. Jay Williamson. Will the recipients of the Master of Arts in Government, Master of Business Administration please come forward? This is a joint degree program offered by the Krieger School of Arts and Sciences Advanced Academic Programs and the Carey Business School. Dr. Dipankra Chakravarti, Vice Dean of Programs in the Carey Business School, will join us for the recognition of these graduates. Abraham Akoy. Mary Catherine Manley. Gary Tuggle. Aaron Bikul Wizorik. Will the recipients of the Certificate in National Security Studies please come forward? Alan Ellison. I am pleased to announce that the Master of Arts in Museum Studies, which launched in the spring of 2008, now has its first graduates. Will the recipients of the Master of Arts in Museum Studies please come forward? Christy Lynn Berry. Charles Chin. Michelle Lee Hammer. Melissa Ann Kipp. Valana Maria McMickens. Samantha Diane Mers. Anjali Marie Singh. Will the recipients of the Master of Arts in Writing please come forward? Craig Curtis Collins Young. Celeste Annelle Crenshaw. Beatrice Byrne D'Angelo. Constance Ray Heiss. Rhea Doreen Yablon Kennedy. Kevin O'Connor. Lavinia Marie Rachel. Rita Lynn Rubin. Monica McGreal. Monica McGrail Viola. Matthew Ward. Will the recipients of the Master of Liberal Arts please come forward? Robert Victor Boniface. Amy Denise Cormier. Jason Russell Dietrich. Richard Kenneth George. Virginia Holiday Eaglehart. Catherine Isaac. Julie Marie Johnson. Kimberly Ryan Murray. Laura Kathleen Narango. Edward John Shoemaker. Anne Shimatek Smith. Will the recipients of the Master of Science in Bioinformatics please come forward? This degree is offered jointly by the Krieger School of Arts and Sciences Advanced Academic Programs and the Whiting School of Engineering's Engineering and Applied Science Programs for Professionals. Dean Bajirkis from the Whiting School of Engineering will join us for recognition of these graduates. Tuizo Chin. Undao Nguyen. Julie Ellen Nimala. Mohit Patel. Christian Maxdeel Yanes. Will the recipients of the Master of Science in Bioscience Regulatory Affairs please come forward? Yogita Ashok Joshi. Latoya Amanda Lewis. Kimberly Sue Lilly. Marva Margaret Loblack. Unshun Mao. Hee-Young Park. Sachin Ishwar Patel. Kirsten Nicole Spann. Lyle Tressler. Will the recipients of the Master of Science in Biotechnology please come forward? Navneet Singh Alag. Saba Elamayuhu. Amy Labanti Altenbaugh. Pearl Mary Asan. Dianalee T. Au. Francisco Ayerbe. Ruchi Yogesh Badani. Chaitanya Rajendra Badwi. Ahmed Adisigun Bakari. Lisa Marie Balistreri. Cujo Bediaco. Vincent Bernard. Hirak Arup Kumar Biswas. Shanika Latoya Booth. Jason Bouvier. Megan Lynn Broadwater. Diane Elizabeth Brooks. Maria Renee Brown. Christine Nicole Bush. Melissa Lynn Carter. Jeffrey Kartzendorfner. Kia Chantel Claiborne. Frances Elizabeth Cohn. Ryan Patrick Cox. Nipa Hitinitaya Tholaki. Amanda Maria Dios. Shivang Prashant Doshi. Sinan D. Jenny Marie Estes. Andrea Marie Furcool. Meghna Vinay Gathani. Sarah Dihagan. Michael Gorelick. Magdalena Graznia Brandon. Erin Elizabeth Harris. Michelle Ryoko Hoshino. Rafael Ipinmoroti. Alice Wong. Muhammad Kamal. Esther Kim. Pedro Alberto Lamoth. Sylvia Teresa Lara. Katie Aileen Lofrey. Catherine Joan Lavender. Hubert Lee. Jessica Lynn Loring. Khan Thane Long. Stephen Ross Martin. Asli Rebecca Makulwani. Naomi Angel McCoy. Niraha Meghadri. Jennifer Michelle Minter. Srihari Miskin. William Brett Morrison. Radha Mukherjee. Jasmine Elizabeth Myers. Brittany Labrie Ork. Prashanth Parish Parmar. Nam Huang Pho. Edmund Vincent Price. Shruti Ramkumar. Michelle Jeanette Records. Daniel John Roberts. Elizabeth Ann Rosato. Christopher Gordon Rowe. Saba Sadra. Harleen Sini. Aaron O'Brien Sameka. Jalpa Shah. Tanyuje Sharama. Marilyn Wadzani Shumba. Fallon Wanaki Smith. Mary Ann Spiro. Grace Jeet Kaur Suroya. Stephanie Leigh Soot. Andrew William Tanner. Stephanie Michelle Teal. Antonia Thomas. Michael Scott Vanderwerf. Enrica Fight. Manika Vij. Karen Socorro Calderon Villanueva Matkovich. Will the recipients of the Master of Science in Biotechnology, Master of Business Administration, please come forward? This is a joint degree program offered by the Krieger School of Arts and Sciences, Advanced Academic Programs, and the Carey Business School. Dr. Deepankar Chakravarti, Vice Dean of Programs in the Carey Business School, will join us for the recognition of these graduates. Kevin Scott Carlton. Thomas Arthur Dunn. Stephen Benjamin Hertz. Robert Bohumil Honeck. Angela Kapitanakis. Chang Young Kill. Elizabeth Ann Krause. Karen Ann Masucci. Shabazz Novara. Pradrestra Pillay. Will the recipients of the Master of Science in Environmental Sciences and Policy please come forward? Colleen Bess Ashbaugh. Samuel Atwood. Matthew Charles Bell. Jennifer Ann Briquette. Blake O'Neill Bredell. Eric Richard Carlson. Frederick Yongjin Chun. Anthony Michael Dursko. Paula Andrea Diaz Baquero. John Matthew Fitz. Alexander Eugene Gillen. Lindsay Marie Harriman. Thank you. Paul Hormick. Matthew Allen Kerr. Deanvu Lambert. Trevor William Masinski. Kathleen McAllister. Gabriella Morato. Tara Jean O'Hare. Oloyemi Oshimokun. Heidi Ilg Paulus. Rachel Ann Pizzoni. Melanie Beth Schaffner. Michael Brian Schwabel. Joanne Marie Searles. Dana Lynn Sherwood. Monica Mika Shimamura. Paula Andrea Valencia. Victoria Elizabeth Zalewski. Congratulations to all of our graduates.
Thank you, Craig, and warmest congratulations to everyone. At this point, I would also like to recognize for their leadership those individuals who have helped shape our academic offerings. First, our special guest from the Whiting School of Engineering's Engineering for Professionals for his instrumental role in our joint bioinformatics degree. Please join me in acknowledging and thanking Dr. Alan Bjerkes. Second is our special guest from the Carey Business School. Please join me in welcoming the Vice Dean for Programs in the Carey Business School, Dr. Dipankar Chakravarti. And third, I would like to thank our program chairs, the directors of degrees and certificates, our associate program chairs, our program coordinators, and our faculty. Could you all please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much. Well, each of you has put a tremendous effort towards this end. I'd like to underscore the thanks that Provost Minor mentioned during his greetings and recognize our special guests, your family, your friends, your faculty, who have all helped you realize your goal. Graduates, please join me in giving them a warm round of applause. Two last very short announcements. You are all invited to our reception in the O'Connor Recreation Center. The Clouds cooperated. And second, would you please remain seated as we begin the recessional from the stage. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all of you.
Another chorus, guys. 1, 2.